There are so many questions about this deadly virus, and we don't talk about it much because it's pretty rare. To bring us up to date on the deadly virus, we're joined by our medical expert, Dr. David Winter with Baylor Scott & White. Dr. Winter, get us up to speed. What is the latest that you have in terms of data on this outbreak?
Yeah, this is a nasty virus. In some countries, like Argentina, the death rate can be up to 40%. Now, only 3 deaths so far. Husband, 70, his wife, 69, and then a non-related 28-year-old gal. But they shut down the boat quite early with there, and people were quarantined, which is good because the incubation period is several weeks. So some people may have been exposed but not yet have the disease. Dia?
Dr. Winter, what are the symptoms of hantavirus and how do you diagnose it?
Yeah, it starts off with head cold-like symptoms, sore throat, cough, wheezing, fatigue, but then it rapidly progresses, and that's what hantavirus does. There's no way to test for it except with a blood test, a very specific blood test, and that's very, very accurate. Now, let me tell you though, there's 30 or 40 different strains of hantavirus. The worst is in Argentina and some other countries. Other places it can be milder. So it depends on where you get it as to how bad it is and how long the incubation period could be.
Now, how do people come down with this virus and how contagious is it? Because I think we've had reporting that it's not generally transmitted between humans, like from person to person, but I mean, this is something that we've reported is being looked at now.
Yeah, it's very uncommon to go from person to person unless there's very close contact, like the husband and wife. Typically, we get it from rodents, from rats, from the rat urine, the rat droppings. So that's where it typically comes from. And the concern is there's not many cases in the world right now, but as we have more humid, warm areas where rats can grow, we may see more of this condition going forward. So hantavirus is a bad virus, and I guess the best advice I could say, stay away from those rats.
What can be done to treat this virus, Dr. Winter?
Yeah, we don't have really good treatment. In fact, if people come down with this, they need support with oxygen, with breathing treatments, sometimes blood pressure support. It's just general things, but we don't have a specific drug for this right now. So be careful out there. Hantavirus is not very common, but be careful when you get around rats for sure.
I just want to calm a few fears before we let you go, Dr. Winter. A lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, not another COVID-19. You heard it in the story leading into our interview here today. Very different situation, very different virus. Can you kind of explain to people that this is still a very, very low risk?
Yeah, so 3 deaths. And if you look at all the deaths that happened last year in Argentina, it was 101 only. So not very many. So it's a very uncommon disease right now. And typically you get it from rats in very humid, dry area, hot areas where they tend to congregate. So we're not seeing much. It's just 3 deaths. So I think we need to not be overly concerned about this. Just be cautious when you can.
Dr. David Winter with Baylor Scott & White. We so appreciate you as always.